appreciate you.
Okay, guys. Welcome back to Two Girls, One Bong.
The show. Oh my God. Is it the podcast? The podcast that's better when you're stoned, but it's okay if you're not?
Yeah. I'm Joya. That's MacDizzle.
Oh, shit. Let's dive on in.
I was just telling MacDizzle before we started recording how absolutely flawless her face looks. So
Thank you.
I'm sorry for those of you who are not watching to see that glory.
Put in some efforts today, and we love that for me.
Yes, my efforts started about 5 minutes ago when I put my hair into this little mini bun and I put some eyebrow mascara on.
The bun looks great. The brows look great.
Thank you.
10 out of 10 on the effort there. You
Excellent.
nailed those things.
Thank you.
This process started 2 hours ago.
It looks like it because it's fucking gorgeous.
Well, I mean, I was on live stream just kind of dicking around for like an hour. But
she loves to do that.
I love dicking around.
Yeah. But then what?
Oh, and I like took like an hour to get it done.
Oh, I see. Yes.
You see what I mean?
I do see what you mean. When you're dicking around doing your makeup, it does take a long time.
At one point in my life, I knew this guy named Jeffrey Dickard. His last name is spelled Dickard. Terrible name. And
Dude.
he had like this really giant. Let me finish. He had like this gigantic crush on me, and I did not feel the same way. He was like he was a really, really, really sweet boy. Loved that for him. I wanted to talk to somebody horrible. You know,
Yeah.
I wanted someone to just
That's
verbally abuse me, and he was so nice. He was so nice. There was no way. And so one time, he used to drive me everywhere I wanted. Like anytime I needed a ride, he would pick me up and drive me there. And so he used to pick me up and drop me off at Boy's house. Like it was so sad. Yeah.
I think most women at some point in their life have
had a Jeffrey.
Yes, that is so obsessed with them that they'll just do whatever they want, and you can totally manipulate them.
Yeah. Anyways, he eventually started like putting out boundaries and was like, I can't. And I was like, oh, boo. but for a while he was doing it. But one time we were in his car and we were on a freeway overpass and an earthquake happens, like good old fashioned California earthquake. And we were on a freeway overpass. Okay. So everything starts shaking. Like the street lights are shaking, everything. And I'm in this car thinking, this was years ago.
I want to know.
It wasn't that big of an earthquake.
Okay. Well, to shake a freeway overpass makes me think like, whoa.
It was the lights. It was the lights that were.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Okay. So you're in the car like
ready to die. And I said, I don't want to die with Jeffrey Dickard on a freeway overpass.
Oh my God.
Not like this. I was so prepared to jump out of that car and leave him.
Oh my goodness.
Anyways, I hope Jeffrey's doing well. He did not deserve the horrendous treatment he received from me. He's one of those guys that could be like, no, I was mistreated. The girls suck. And I'd be like, valid.
You're right.
Valid. I was sucky to you.
Dude,
valid.
The name Dickard makes me think like, because you know how like a lot of people's, specifically people that don't have like English names, which Dickard or Richard would be one of those names. But you know how like people immigrating to the US, like before we had computers, they would just like fucking write their name on a piece of paper, and then whatever the person at the immigration fucking thing, however they wrote your name, that's like how your name is forever. Or like if they misspelled it on like a birth certificate, the name Dickard makes me think like it was Richard, but Dick is a nickname for Richard, which I don't know who came up with that.
LOL.
But it's like, who combined?
Dickard.
Yeah, dude.
Dick.
Oh my God, I bet that kid got
Did Dick
so
always
much shit.
Dick didn't always mean dick, did it?
I don't
look
know.
This up. I'm gonna look.
That's a good
when
question.
Dick originated.
Yeah. Or what does dick, what does the word dick literally mean? It's not a slang word for penis or mean person.
Did dick start to mean wiener?
uh,
All right. The term dick has been a euphemism for the penis since at least as far back as the 19th century.
okay.
What is the 19th century? Is that the 1800s?
1800s. Yeah, 1800s. Dang, that's crazy because I can't really imagine like somebody in the 1800s being like, suck my dick.
But why
Or
are they
like,
saying,
put your mouth on my dick.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't the proper people saying, put your mouth on my dick. It was probably like the skeezy sailors. It was probably the skeezy sailors like, yeah, that dick, just scurvy. You know, like, gross. Not the cosmopolitans and the royalty of society. We're not using that word, okay?
Not scurvy. Scurvy is sending me. Oh, but you're right. It was probably not the fucking like the posh people.
Yeah,
saying
no, it was
dick.
the commoner. It was a commoner term.
Yeah.
Does thou want thy dick? Dost my dick tempest thou?
Better stop. Oh my god, wait. That literally makes me think like there was probably like erotic fucking literature. Like I wonder how far back that goes. People like writing letter porn or word porn, and that's probably how it sounded. Dost thou want thy dick? Oh my god.
Well,
I'm taking dabs today, by the way.
Anyways, bro, I took 3 dabs earlier.
Good for you.
Why am I breathing like that? I'm like mouth breathing.
Yes.
Oh my god. Whoa. Have you seen the movie? You definitely haven't seen the movie because you don't watch scary movies without me. But there is a scary movie called like 13 cameras or 14 cameras or like 42 cameras. There's a number and a camera.
Of cameras.
And it's this. Yeah, it's basically this guy who like has an Airbnb and he's like spying on the people there, or like not an Airbnb, maybe it's an apartment. Like it's an apartment. He's like spying on people. Like he like sneaks in there when they're not at home and like sniffs their panties. And the way that he things escalate obviously, but it starts with panty sniffing. But it when he's watching this content of them, like he's like watching them like a live stream of them like getting changed or whatever, he's like, ew. And he's the most disgusting looking creature you've ever seen too. Like you want to shut his mouth and then just hit him in the face. It's a simultaneous like
to stop his mouth breathing. Oh my god.
It was almost unwatchable because of it. I was like, no,
that is
take
disgusting.
the mic away from his mouth,
dude.
It was horrendous. It was
speaking of spying on people or of that in that nature. I saw a TikTok the other day about a group. It was a group of girls, and they're in like the lobby of a hotel, and the caption said, "When you figure out that you're getting set up to get robbed or worse, when because it was a Vrbo rental. They rented something on Vrbo, and in the middle of the night,
okay,
yes." They realized
that's for vacation rental, something.
Yes, so it's like Airbnb, but it's its own thing.
Yeah,
but
it's almost like a timeshare kind of.
No, it's like the same thing. Well, they probably have timeshares on there, but it's the same thing as Airbnb. It's like short-term rentals.
Okay. Oh no, you're right.
Yeah. So they said that they realized that the locks weren't working shortly after they got there. It was like in the evening that they got there, and they realized the doors didn't lock. And then within like an hour or two, the listing on Vrbo had been taken down. The entire listing. Like they went to go contact the people and the whole thing was gone. And so it was showing them like at a hotel. Basically, they had to go find somewhere else to stay. And I don't know if I think they were in the US. So
bro.
How scary, right? And they were like young girls. Like they were like no more than 22.
That wasn't to get robbed, honey. That was to get trafficked.
Kidnapped. Yeah. Yes.
Trafficked, honey. Oh my god. Do you know how many times that's probably fucking happened?
Mm-hmm. horrible. And apparently on Vrbo, what I was reading anyway is that on Vrbo there's not as many like the verification process isn't as rigorous as like an
Not as
Airbnb.
stringent, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, don't use that shit then. Are you kidding me?
Dude, and
That's
I
something I
was
don't even think about checking if the locks work. Like, that's something we need to start doing when we go to Airbnb because I don't
to
even think
make
about that. I
sure.
don't even think about
Mhm.
checking to see if the locks
Well,
work.
and also it doesn't even really matter if the person who's running the rental has the fucking keys anyway. Excuse me, has the keys
Fair.
anyway. But still,
Mhm.
so gnarly, so scary. Like, oh my God. And I was just watching this game show on TV earlier, and the winners or the the runner-ups, it wasn't the winners, the people that didn't win got a gift card to Vrbo. And in my head, I'm like, why are they
Don't
giving us
use that shit.
that? Fucking crazy.
Don't use it.
Frankie is
Bro.
whining at my door. I'm gonna let her in really quick.
All right, gorgeous. Love that. While she's gone, I'm going to tell you a fun little yaunter. Is yaunter a word? I was going to spin you a yarn, but now I need to know if yaunter. I don't even. Why would you spell it? Yaunter. Yonder.
What'd you say? I heard you, but I didn't know what you said.
I'm making up a word. No, it's not a real word. Yaunter is not a word.
Yonter?
Yeah, yonder.
Yonder.
I was gonna spin them a yarn, but then I said I'm gonna give you a yaunter, and I don't know what that was.
Yonter.
I don't know what a yaunter is. It's not a real word though. I've confirmed it. Confirmed. It is not real. Did you ever on the early internet days? There was this website called jibjab.com, and
That sounds
they
familiar, but I don't know if I ever
they
went
had
on it.
some viral. They had some viral stuff. But like I don't know what it was. Like I always found like the weird websites that had like fun little clips to watch. I don't know why. I was a very sad, lonely child. Um, and so me and my brother found this website, jibjab.com, and basically they just did like a lot of really funny like political commentary skits. And like they would make like these fake animations. They would use
End
like
of
real
Z
pictures.
World?
No,
End of Z World? You know what I'm talking about though, right?
no. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's not the same. No.
Okay.
They would have real pictures of these people, but they would like cut their chin out, and so they would like talk like
So they would
this.
move their
So
yeah,
like
I see.
yeah, so like Bill Clinton would be there. And Bill Clinton had a bit where he would make like weed brownies, and he was like, "Got some special brownies. There's some special brownies." It was just like really funny. And then
Oh my
there was
God.
one. There was another one where I think it was George Bush, and like the skit was that the press was pressing him about having an imaginary friend. And like so there's a reporter who's like, "Is it true that you have an imaginary friend?" And he says, "That is an absolute falsity. He is not imaginary."
Oh my God. I'm
And
pissed
so that
that I don't know what you're talking about.
that is something I'm going to be referencing now. That is an absolute falsity. He is not imaginary. I'm going to be using that now in future conversations. So I need you to
Regularly.
just mark the context
Got it.
and know. Let me see if I can find the clip. Matter of fact, you talk about something fun.
That is
Did
an
you know Joy's
absolute
nipples are pierced?
did you're so annoying.
How was
Here.
that process for you?
There they are. Actually, okay, so when I got them done, first of all, I was like 19, so it was in 2015, I think. The very end. Wait, no, we met in 2015 and I had already had my nipples pierced, right? I think it was 2014, the end of 2014. So I'm like a child. But I told myself I had 3 roommates and 2 of them had gotten their nipples pierced. And so I was like, "Oh, I can definitely do that." So I went and I was like, "If I get one and it hurts too bad, I'm not going to get the other one. I'm just going to leave with one." And then I got it done and it was literally not even as bad. Like it was like the same as like getting a nose piercing or an ear piercing. It was like nothing. Like it hurt, but it was nothing like what I was expecting. And so I was like, "Okay, do the other one." And the guy that did them, I was like, "Wow, okay, wait, is there something like, did you do something special like that didn't even hurt that bad?" And he was like, "I think you just got a really good piercer." And I was like, "Yeah, I think so too, because what the fuck, it didn't even hurt at all. It was like nothing." So yeah, if you want to go get your nipples pierced, fucking do it. Everyone has them now. Like so many people. What?
Okay.
Oh,
Like
God.
people say, like, oh, if you put something on the internet, it's gonna be there forever. It's not that easy to find these living forever things because the website it's not the same anymore. It's an e-cards website.
What?
They do e-cards now, which fine, a good transition to
Well,
making money, I guess.
Somebody probably bought that domain from them and made it an e-card website.
No, because it looks. Oh Lord, have mercy on my soul. These are the people who make those like those little e-cards with like the dancing elves.
Yes.
And like you can put your face and they dance around.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
These are the same people, and this is the same style of cartoons that they used to do. So this makes sense that this is them.
Good for those people.
Yes.
Figured out a way to make money.
Full playlist.
Did you find? Is it Bill Clinton or George Bush that we're watching first?
It's George Bush.
Excellent.
I need that one to be this issue, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. George Bush, he is not imaginary.
Oh, we're going to find
it.
No.
Oh no.
Aw.
Hold on, here we go. They have some of 14 years ago.
Jesus Christ. We are so
Here's
old.
one, Arnold for governor. Oh my god. So the one that they have that's most popular is their thing that's called This Land, and it's just a horrendous thing about us.
This land is my land. This land is your land.
Horrendous.
Just the total. Yeah.
Accurate.
Right.
Horrendous.
Exactly. Horrible to watch, nonetheless. Very true.
I'm gonna have to do some research on this. See if I can find it, because what is this Arnold for governor? Me and my brother watched all of these. Arnold Schwarzenegger was the governor of California.
I know. I cannot believe it.
Think about that for a second.
Did you know he also had a baby with his housekeeper and Nanny. Completely denied it?
Wasn't she? Yeah.
That's what I showed you, that God.
His housekeeper.
Yeah. Housekeeper. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
That is an absolute falsity. He is not imaginary.
I wonder where that even came from. Like, where did they even get that idea?
They just did like it was like Bill Clinton making weed brownies. Like, where did they get that?
Yeah, you know. You're right.
And I'm really sad that I can't find those videos anymore.
Yeah, I know. That is really shitty.
Somebody can locate that video for me. If somebody can locate that video for me, either the weed brownie Clinton one or the George Bush press conference where he's talking about his imaginary friend, George Bush and his imaginary friend, please link it to me. Send it to me. I know there's somebody out there who can find it. Deep in the internet. It exists somewhere. Somebody has it.
Yes. And if it exists, we can find it. Somebody can. I'm going to take a dab. Do you want a smokiana?
I would love to take a dab. How about so that we don't have too much dead air, how about you mute yourself and I'll read the first Am I the Asshole? Because that's what we're doing today. We're doing some Am I the Assholes. So you can heat up your dab, torch it up, do all that, and I'll read the first little segmentiana.
Excellente. Iana.
Excellente.
Now I'll mute my mic.
Oh my god.
Sorry, guys.
Disrespectful.
Not sorry.
Am I the asshole for not allowing my roommate to put their stuff on my shelf in the refrigerator? Roommates, man. Sheesh. I lived in a shared house with 4 others. There are 2 refrigerators in the kitchen. Period. Opulence. I used 2 out of 6 shelves. Okay, wait. I'm gonna let that go. I used 2 out of 6 shelves in one of the refrigerators. Roommate A uses the other 4 shelves, as well as a fridge to put their stuff on. That's one fridge. The other fridge is used by roommate C and for more of their groceries, including opened raw beef, which leaked down onto everything in the freezer because they put it on the top shelf. Ugh. I woke up early this morning, saw it and removed all their stuff from my shelves, returned my stuff, and then used my entire 40-pack of water to fill my shelves so they had no free space at all. Then put a note on my shelf saying, If they kept doing it, I'm going to start throwing away anything of theirs on my shelf. I'm just going to start throwing their shit away if they put it on my shelf, is basically what they said. I can't read that. Walked into the kitchen earlier to see the entire fridge freezer open, and they confronted me about it, saying I need to move my stuff. So I told them I wasn't going to because I've been using my 2 shelves since I moved in. A brief history on roommate A. They're the only smoker in the house. Boo-hoo. Will smoke inside if it's slightly cold outside. Well, that's gross. Or what kind of smoke are we talking about? Reed, because
what
get over
are
it.
we smoking? Yeah. Yeah.
We'll invite guests over late at night to have full volume conversations with until 2:30 a.m. And as much as I've complained to the landlord, nothing changes. All right, well, here's what I'm going to say. The way that you handled it was very passive aggressive. First and foremost, you should have just had a conversation with this person and been like, look, could you stop doing this? Instead of just being like, move, note. You know, like I don't like that kind of shit.
But also, if this person is like a repeat offender with disrespect, because like that's the thing about living with somebody that's not your family or your partner or somebody who you're extremely close to, it's like if they're like continuously doing things that show that they are not respectful of everyone else in the house, like, I mean, that's what I feel like. Growing up in a house with a bunch of siblings, like we were taught to be very respectful of each other's things and space. And I also remember, this is like really not very minute, but I remember going over to people's houses, like going to spend the night at a friend's house when I was younger, in any age, and their families would be like loud as fuck, like in the hallway, in the kitchen, like in the morning. And at my house, it was like, you don't be loud until like 11.
It's 9 a.m. Oh, 11.
No, not maybe 9 o'clock, but more likely we all were like
all
sleepers.
just slept in.
Okay. Yes, so it was like we were not like, if you were in where the area where the rooms are, the bedrooms are, like you were not. That's like very rude. And so I feel like there's people that just like didn't like, they don't know how to be. Yeah, don't know how to be respectful of other people's space. And I agree with you. It's like passive aggression doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help the situation at all.
Like maybe that person had a really good reason. Maybe they're like, my food does not stay cold on the bottom shelf. It's causing problems A, B, and C. I apologize for not asking you first. Like, and then there probably wouldn't be that reasonable, but like the thing that I hate about people, and I think is a really big problem with society, parenting, everything, is when there's a behavior that's happening and you don't like it. Why don't you get to the root of why that behavior is happening? Get to the root of it. Find out why this behavior is happening. Why are you putting your things on my shelf? Instead of just being pissed off and be like, don't do it. Be like, why are you doing it?
Yeah.
A little empathy goes a long way. Like just putting in a little effort to figure out why people do the things that they do and are wired the way that they're wired. It can help the world so fucking much.
Yes. Like, and that's assuming also that person is, like we said, going to be like reasonable, because likely if they're fucking assholes, like, and they're up all night talking to their friends and they're doing whatever else, like, maybe they're not going to be fucking reasonable, in which case, like, if you are living with somebody who is not going to hear you out when you're having an open and honest conversation with them, like, you need to fucking remove yourself from that situation, or something needs to happen. Like, there needs to be another step taken. But I can totally relate to, I'm not very good with confrontation. And so I can totally relate to like the just moving things and leaving a note, especially when they said they live with 4 other people, 5 people in one house, like 5 people who aren't related.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
I would buy my own fridge though. Also,
yes.
Like, if it's becoming that big of an issue, I would get my own little mini fridge, and
those are like $100. Yeah.
They're reasonably priced. You can buy them used for like get one 25, 30. Dude, like totally it's reasonable.
Yeah.
But on that note, so like I'm someone who also hates confrontation, but the way that I dance around it is I try to get to the root of it. I'm like, hey, this is bothering me, but I want to understand why you're doing it.
Yeah.
I want to help us meet halfway, because if you are really dealing with something and you really need to use this shelf, I am not an unreasonable wench.
Yeah.
Like, maybe there's certain items I can put on the bottom shelf that, like, maybe I can put my waters down there.
Maybe we can use each other's
and they don't need to be as cold.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we can divide it up differently, because I'm a reasonable person, and I'm very empathetic, and I think that's where my desire to understand why people do things comes from. I think that's where it comes from. But I think the world lacks so much empathy nowadays, like cancel culture, everything. Like the world just lacks so much empathy, and that's coming from someone who hates somebody else. LOL, I'm laughing at myself because I have no empathy for that wench. Won't. Let me be a hypocrite for a fucking 5 seconds, okay?
We all can't. You can't be perfect and freaking take your own advice all the time, 24/7. Sometimes you.
But
you
I mean,
need a
I'm not
little
on an
bit of
active.
leeway.
The thing is, I'm not like on an active hate parade against this person. I'm not actively trying to do anything. Like, I just don't care for them, and I don't
Right.
think I ever will because I know them on a very intimate and personal level. Set aside everything that she might change about herself, I don't think that there's no reconciling that could happen. The damage has been done, and
that's it.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
But yeah, but like I think the world just needs more empathy. I think if we were just a little bit more empathetic and we got to the root of why people are the way that they are,
we could solve a lot of problems.
Because you're like because when you get to that vulnerable level and you find out why people are doing things, like it's relatable. You're like, oh dang, I would hate that too. I would hate to have a bottom shelf with no cold. That would suck. I hate that. You know, I would hate to only have a crisper drawer. That sucks. That's
Dude,
not all
that's
things should go in a crisper drawer.
Also, when you were reading that the writer has 2 shelves, roommate A has 4 shelves and the door. I'm like, that's a lot.
Why are we having beef with roommate A?
That was roommate A who's taking up space on the freaking thing. It is roommate A who has the biggest space of anyone. Yeah.
He's the one who wrote the letter.
Roommate A is the villain in the story. There is no roommate. The writer didn't give themselves a roommate letter. Roommate, it's the writer has 2 shelves, and then roommate A has 4 shelves and the door.
So roommate A is starting to put their so roommate A wasn't the bad one.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Roommate A uses the 4 shelves as well as the door.
Yeah.
It's not roommate B who is the problem. It's roommate A who already has 4 shelves. No, they are the asshole. They are the asshole.
That person is
asshole. You did the right thing.
Yeah.
I retract everything I said about being nice and getting to the root of it. The root of it is that they're a dick and they're selfish.
Honestly, that person does seem really mean. But in any case, confronting the situation with an open mind and a kind heart is smart.
No violence on this one. This one calls for violence. If it was roommate B who only had the floor shelves, then approach them with kindness because they got the bottom of the fridge. And that's what I was operating on. I thought it was roommate B. I thought roommate B was the one who was putting stuff on their shelf.
Bed, yeah. Put it
like
in
no,
their
like
bed in the
basically
corner.
Kill them with the meat.
Smack them?
No, like hold it over their face so they can't breathe.
Oh my god, smother them with the meat?
Yes, smother them with that steak. That raw beef.
The bloody, leaky fucking steak.
What a way to go. Yeah, it's your turn to read one, and I'm gonna take a dab.
Oh,
hold on, let me get set up first. Let me clean it out first. I mean,
my
I guess
God.
it doesn't. Go
ahead. That's how I freaking broke my rig the other day because I didn't clean it and it was super dirty and I tried to take the fucking cap off without like it being clean and then it all
that happened to me. Yeah.
But I did get a new one, thank God. Okay. Oh, here we go. I clicked the wrong one. Oh God, okay. Am I the asshole for stealing my own taco? I'm going to say probably not, but we'll get into it. A while back, a few of my bros and I were hanging out and getting blasted, to which after much drinking, we got hungry and ordered some Taco Bell from Uber. I got a Big Bell box meal while everyone else got some random tacos and nachos, but when everything came, my meal didn't come in a box. They must have ran out or something, in parentheses. To which everything was thrown in a bag. The lacking of a box plays a factor in the story. To which, when everything was sorted out appropriately, we began chowing down. Later on, as we started getting full, one of my friends, I'll refer to him as Rich, stated they were full and couldn't finish the other half of their nachos Bel Grande, to which there were a few small things on the table remaining, one of the items being my last taco of my meal that I planned on finishing, to which one of my other friends, let's call this friend Pete, saw my taco and was like, there's this random taco on the table that you can eat. To which, since I didn't finish my meal and was still hungry due to being a pig, grabbed the taco and ate it. But when I grabbed it, our friend Pete gave me a glare that was like, you disgust me, fatso. What the fuck? A Nobel Prize for this posting. This is very well written. It's like a story. Normally, I would have kept my tacos in my box to signal which are mine. But due to not having the box, I think it gave my friends the wrong idea that I'm a taco caper. What? What's a caper? What's a taco caper? MacDizzle, do you know?
Thief.
Oh, okay.
It's a thief.
I know I could have offered to split the taco with Rich, which I normally would have done, and am ashamed for not doing so. But due to being quite drunk, I wasn't thinking clearly. Am I the asshole for eating my final taco?
First and foremost, I promise you that none of your friends have thought about this taco since that night. You were the only one perseverating on this fucking taco, and I promise that little glare wasn't that serious.
And if everyone's drunk too, there's no way anyone remembers.
Even if they do, it's not that fucking serious. And
Yeah.
at the very least, why didn't you just say, "Oh no, yo guys, that's actually my taco.
It
I
came
didn't
in
get a
my
box.
box.
That's actually mine, and I
Yeah.
would like to eat it.
Yeah.
I would like to eat it."
Yeah. Super easy.
It was a little weird. I mean, you're not the asshole, but like that was. I'm concerned about the level of anxiety that you live in.
Yes.
If this is the type of thing that you like really stew over. A taco? Have they brought it up since and been like, "Oh, you're a dick.
Right.
You were a dick for that taco move last night, bro."
Probably not.
And it's like a what? $1 taco? $1 taco?
Honestly, I'm dying at the full like name dropping all of the Taco Bell meals. Like he fully described all of the
Nachos Bell Grande.
Yes.
You know, it's even sadder.
Big Bell box.
I actually know
combo.
every item he's describing.
Do you?
I know every item he's describing. Yeah.
You're Taco Bell queen. Adam loves Taco Bell too. Like loves it. I like Taco Bell sometimes.
Love it. It's just like when I'm hungover, it is just very good for my belly.
Mm-hmm.
that is what I use it for. All right, let's see. We got We're doing another.
I'm taking
no, he's
another
not the
dab too.
Oh, well, this one says, "Am I the asshole for jokingly saying that it's gross that my sister has an OnlyFans?" It was deleted by the comment, but they were voted the asshole, and I do believe that. How dare you? That's not funny. Don't joke about it. Women die because of sex work. Shut up.
They do. I will say my brother actually kind of made a funny joke about it the other day because my sister is much older than me and has been a stay-at-home mom for many, many years, and she recently started working again. And they were all in our family group message. My sister was like, basically, for some reason, mentioned that she's working now. And one of my brothers said, "Well, now I definitely have to stay away from OnlyFans if you and Joya are on it." Like basically joking, saying that my sister was on OnlyFans. That's what she was doing for work. And I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, haha, you should stay far away. Stay far away from that.
LOL.
Unless you want to see my pussy.
My brother has nothing but... My brother, like, literally doesn't give a fuck that I do it. He, like, asks me to borrow money. He's like, "Do more. I need funding for things."
Yeah, nobody has made me feel, like, judged. But a couple times they've been like, "Oh," like just like, but they've never made me feel like you're a whore or like whatever else.
No, my brother's always like, "So how's work going?" It's great. Thanks for asking.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Yeah, he almost said something revealing once in front of family, and he felt really bad. But I was like, if you don't fucking relax, my guy. We were in a different room from everyone else, but he like said it out loud, and I was like,
yeah,
no,
shut up.
Shut it.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
You know?
Dude, that's actually
All
fucking
right, so I
scary.
do have a yeah. So I do have a real one that wasn't deleted.
Okay, cool.
But here we go. So, am I the asshole for suggesting separate trips for husbands and wives? Sounds like it. Why? I'm married, as are my 3 really good friends, and it's great living nearby and hanging out all the time. It's fun. A few nights ago, we all went out and we were just talking about trips we'd been wanting to go and take but couldn't take. I know that my friends and I, even before this night, had been tossing around the idea of a guy's trip to the Dominican Republic. The idea of a guy's trip to the Dominican Republic. Oh my god. So at dinner, I put it out there that maybe the 4 husbands go to the DR and the wives take their own trip. I didn't think I'd said anything wrong. I thought that was a thing that people did. But no, I got the definitive death stare from my wife and disgusted looks from the other wives. While the other wives were asking why I'd even suggest that, my wife Sophie, with her arms folded and a pissed off look on her face, skulls in her eyes, asks me why I don't want the wives around. Period. I told her it was just a suggestion and that for no other reason. Flexibility. We get to do what we want and then they get to go do what they want to do. What do you want to do that the wives don't want to do? What is it? Are you trying to go like wrestle bears? Or are you trying to go look at boobs?
Because it's only one
Like
or
what
the
is
other.
it that like you're like what like looking at boobs or wrestling bears? What is it? What is it? What is it that your wives don't want to be a part of?
Yeah, and it's like you
as
could
we
all...
drove home, no, I'm not done.
Okay.
Sorry. As we drove home from our awkward dinner, she lays into me about the stupid idea that I had and said it makes us look bad as a couple now. Well, I wouldn't care about that. To her friends, I look like a husband who can't wait to have an excuse not to be around my wife. I told her I think it's really being taken the wrong way. It's been a horrible few days since this fight, and I can't believe I'm on some unwritten punishment. You are the asshole. You don't need to be on unwritten punishment. But like, why don't you want like that seems very suspect.
I could understand how that might hurt a little bit if it's something that is not consistent with if your man does something that none of the other, especially when it's not like you hanging out with all his friends, it's like a unit that all hang out together all the time. I can understand how that might be like kind of hurtful. But I also like it's really easy to just all take a trip together and then go and do different activities. That seems super reasonable.
Literally, like why can't they all be in the why do you not need to be in different places? Why can't you guys reconvene at the end of the night?
Yes. Like have one day where you all do something together, have 2 days where you guys do something separately. Yeah. Because I think
and it can still be a girl's trip and a guy's trip.
Yes, exactly. Because there is something really like rejuvenating about like spending time with a group of not necessarily just women, but people that are just your friends. Like most of the time it's going to be a group of all women, but sometimes you know sprinkle
like just feminine. Honestly, I'm going to say
energy.
that I like being around feminine energy.
Yes.
It doesn't, and I don't like being around a ton of masculine energy. I like being around a lot of feminine energy. And so however you identify, as long as your energy is feminine, we're going to fucking vibe as friends.
Right, exactly.
You know?
That's a good way to put it. But yeah, it seems like if the men want to go do something together and the women want to go do something together, then and everybody can hang out. Everybody, you can like sleep with your significant other.
Yeah,
like,
it's also like the whole safety thing. Like you want to go to the Dominican Republic by yourself, which is highly unsafe right now. Like people have been going missing there.
Also, not to mention the fucking. Do you remember the alcohol? There was like this happened maybe a year or maybe 2 ago before COVID. People were drinking this liquor at resorts, not even like random fucking places, like at resorts, drinking the liquor and literally just dying out of nowhere. There was like this solidifying something in the liquor that was solidifying in people's bodies and blocking wherever that went.
No, because alcohol goes in your bloodstream, so it's blocking their fucking bloodstream.
There you go.
Fucking kidding me?
There was like half a dozen people, I want to say, that died of that, like within like a month of each other, like all in the same like time.
Holy fucking shit. See, dangerous. So like why would you ever want your wife to go somewhere by herself with just women? Like, first of all, like, you can be okay if your wife is like, I want to go on a girls trip and we're doing this and we're going to Paris and we're gonna be safe. Like, fine. But like, if you're like, no, you're gonna go on a girls trip.
Yeah.
What?
Right.
No.
Exactly. Fuck you.
What?
Suck my ass. Now I'm gonna follow you wherever you go.
No.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
crazy. I'm also taking a girls trip to the Dominican Republic. Where are you
At the-
staying?
on the same
Weird,
time
I'm
as
staying there
you.
too.
Yeah.
What
room
got
did you
into
get?
your room? What's your room number? Crazy. Mine too.
Oh, that's really funny. Oh my gosh, that is funny. I do agree that the wife probably doesn't need to be as shook as she is, but I could definitely see how that might be like a little
No.
embarrassing.
You don't need to care. You don't need to care what your friends think either. Like that, you don't need to care. Like, oh, now they're gonna think we have a bad relationship. Like, who cares? If you know you have a good relationship,
Then it
you
doesn't
shouldn't care
matter.
what they are thinking.
Right, totally. And especially
Literally.
if there's
So,
something that maybe hurt your feelings a little bit, it's okay to express that, but it sounds like there's like a silent treatment going on or something like that for like days. That's a little bit
yeah, like
ridiculous.
just and like I understand like getting upset and like trying to like me sometimes I feel like I drag issues on a little bit because I really want my closure on it and I want to feel good by the end of the conversation. And oftentimes that's just not a reality when you're working things out with people. You know, you're not always going to feel good after the conversation. So I have a tendency to kind of drag things on sometimes because I'm like I don't feel good.
Yeah.
So I can identify with this woman, but I think you need to love and let go.
Yes.
You
Live,
know?
laugh, love. Let go. Truly.
Live, laugh, let it the fuck go.
Wait, have you seen that TikTok where the person is in like I don't know if they're in someone that they know's house or in like
It's
a
like this
rental.
girl's house or something, and it's
Yes.
just everything says live, laugh, love, live, laugh,
Yes,
love, live, laugh,
but
love,
it's
live,
also
laugh, love.
in different orders. So it's like laugh, love, live,
Love,
live,
laugh, live.
love. Like,
Yes,
all the different
yes.
orders. So funny. Okay. Am I the asshole for quote kicking out my girlfriend from our apartment whenever my mother comes to visit? Yes.
Yes.
Like no debate. 100%. You are.
Men and their mothers, man.
Honestly, so it can be really fucking weird. Okay.
It can be bad sometimes.
Truly, it's weird. It's fucking weird. Okay, he's a 28-year-old male. His girlfriend is 25. I've been dating Sally for about a year now. Due to some family circumstances, several years ago, she had to drop out of school and become a full-time mother for her niece and struggled to get by. Things are better now, and her niece is back with her mother, so Sally traveled across the country to move in with me. Sally is in nursing school and also works part-time. Because of this, I pay for all of our bills, including rent, food, utilities, etc. She offers to pitch in, but I make enough to support both of us, so I tell her to save her money instead. I really do feel she was dealt a shitty hand in life, and if our relationship doesn't work out, I want to make sure she's in a position to stand on her own 2 feet, especially because she's moved across the country to be with me, to a place where she didn't know anyone and is still working on making friends and developing a support system. 5 years ago, I went no contact with my parents. They didn't approve of my fiance at the time because of her race, and she was a freelance artist and didn't have a quote proper job. I told my parents that their judgment was unwelcome, and if they forced me to choose between them, that I would choose her. They started harassing my ex-fiance and her family and other horrible things. These people sound horrible. We eventually
Why
broke
would you
off.
ever let them back into your life?
Yes, like what? Oh my God, they sound like horrible, horrible people. We eventually broke off the engagement. While my father hasn't expressed any remorse, my mom reached out to me about 6 months ago to sincerely apologize. She seemed to genuinely regret what she did, so we've been rebuilding our relationship. My mom now flies in to visit me for a weekend a month. While she knows I'm dating someone, I haven't introduced them yet. Because of what happened, it's just not something I feel comfortable with yet and still need to develop more trust before I feel okay making that introduction. Do you want to say something?
So
It's not over yet, but
yes, put your mom in a fucking hotel.
yeah.
Why did your girlfriend lives there?
Yeah, that's
You're
not
gonna
fair.
put her somewhere else? Stupid.
He says,
Continue.
I've explained this to Sally and she completely understands. I wouldn't want to meet that woman either, but um whenever my mom visits, I'll put Sally up in a nice hotel, tell her to order room service and have fun for a weekend on my dime. At first, I had my mom stay in a hotel. However, my job requires me to always be on call, and I often need to jump on my laptop to work. So it was difficult to spend time with my mom. Everything's been fine between Sally and myself, but a few days ago, our friends staged an intervention saying that the way I'm treating Sally is unfair. They say that our apartment is just as much Sally's as it is mine, and I have no right to kick her out to accommodate my mother. You're a piece of shit asshole mother. I disagree. I would never go forward with this engagement if Sally weren't on board with it, which she has repeatedly told me that she is. Also, I would never leverage this fact to force Sally to leave the apartment. I've lived in this apartment since before we started dating, and I pay for it. So I feel like our friend's argument doesn't make sense. Sally has told me to just ignore them and that she's fine with this, but now I can't help but worry if I'm treating her unfairly and she's putting up with it for my sake. Am I the asshole? I think that Sally is being dishonest about how she feels about the situation, which doesn't make it any. That guy's an asshole.
I think that she's told her friend. I think she's told that friend exactly how she feels about the situation. I think she probably feels very lonely and like a prostitute or like the other woman. Like it probably makes her
Yes.
feel like you're ashamed of her. Like there's a
Even
whole
though,
unpacking
yeah,
that needs to happen.
right.
You're like she's like a dirty little secret that you're putting up in a
Yes.
hotel, like your little whore. You
And
know?
even if like he is, because honestly, it sounds like he's potentially trying to protect her from his fucking piece of shit mother.
Which
But
is
it's,
fine.
I
Yes.
mean, but like it is, I
Then you
do
shouldn't be having that person in your home.
living there. Or his mom, you mean?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Not bringing his mom to the house.
If you're living with somebody and your mother has this problem, you don't owe it to her. You don't owe her your time first and foremost. If you're trying to rebuild this connection, great. But like you don't owe her your time, and you can bring your laptop to her fucking hotel. What are you talking about? Wi-Fi exists everywhere, my guy.
Yeah.
Like that just seems like it's just more convenient for him to be at home. It's more
Right.
convenient.
Yeah.
And
And
so he's like,
also,
I don't mind. I have money.
yeah, that little bit of, well, I pay the bills and it's not her apartment anyway, so I don't know what our friends are talking about kind of thing. That was just a little
No.
like, that's, like that's a little poke. Like,
Misogynistic.
yeah, he's like, it's mine anyway. And you know what people do? And to get so candid and personal, I feel like my dad does this sometimes where he helps people, he's generous financially, and not to say he like holds it over people's head, but I do feel like when he helps somebody with money or with something, like I think he does like hold a little bit of like power, I guess you could say. I don't know what word, but I feel like people do that where like they help, and it doesn't even have to be financial. It could be whatever. Well, we know that people do this because we've experienced it before. You specifically, for sure, where someone
Does he like?
helps
But the
you.
thing is, that person went out of their way to suggest their own versions of how to help me, and I just accepted it.
Right.
If people are coming to your dad to like be like, I need this, or is he doing what that person did?
Well, no. I mean, I don't.
I guess you don't really know.
And I don't want to get all the way into it.
Yeah.
But I don't. It's not like the same situation. But I do think that people often like are like,
it gives them a sense of
I'm going to do this. I'm going to put the extra effort in and whatever else in so that I know that I have control of the situation. Control is the better word.
Very that.
Yeah.
Control is a very good.
He definitely,
because this person was not looking. Yeah.
No,
I agree.
Also, though, what the fuck? His mom sounds horrible. And I understand you only get
For
one
real.
mom.
And if she's
damn.
Yeah.
If she's a what?
But like she's also still actively married to the man who's horrible to you as well.
Like,
so
how do you like?
It's just very weird.
Yes.
How remorseful is she? Does she just feel bad for herself that she doesn't have a relationship with you?
Because honestly, I feel like that's like one of the worst things that you could possibly do as a parent is like make your kid feel like either they don't want to have a relationship with you or feel like for your child to feel like you as a parent don't want a relationship with them. That is like such a failed familial relationship. It's horrible.
Yeah. And shout out to anybody who has had to cut their parents off. I know that has to be probably the fucking most difficult shit like in the world.
Yes. So hard.
But you get to make your own family, which is pretty cool. Which
yes.
is pretty dope.
That is cool.
Dope.
Yeah. I think that was the last one on the list.
I'm actually just going to... I do have a funny Too Afraid to Ask down here, though.
Okay.
What do butt plugs do? I personally don't know. Used them before. Don't know what they do.
I think it's just like kind of like a pressure thing.
Here, I'm going to read it. There's somebody answered it. They said they move as you move, and that can feel really good. For some people, it's also psychological, knowing you're in public doing something kinky without anyone. Oh, like people just wear these when they walk around?
I didn't know that, but I did see a stripper with one in very recently.
It can be different for many people. Oh, that's probably like hot as fuck. Some people like the filled feeling it provides. Some plugs are vibrating / remote vibrating. Some are made to stimulate the prostate every time you move, even the slightest bit. There's no one answer for what butt plugs do.
They're versatile. They do lots of things. That is really funny.
You learn something new every day. Okay, read the next one.
Okay. Is it weird for me, a straight cis guy, to wear nail polish? No, not at all.
You know it's not.
I'm mostly talking about black and very dark blue. I'm the furthest thing from a goth, but my friend wanted to put nail polish on mine. I let her. I like the way it looks and want to keep it, but I've gotten some strange looks. Is it really that weird? No. Just that is like so.
No, anyone who's giving you a weird look has weird, archaic versions of masculinity and femininity.
Like
wearing pretty colors on your nails is not feminine.
It's
and even if it is, like, who cares? Feminine energy is lit.
Yes.
Be feminine. It's
like,
gorgeous. It's a wonderful thing to be.
Right. Well, in any case, like that's something that's like not even that's like so dumb. Like one of the dumbest things.
Small. So many famous people.
Yes. Like who cares? Who cares? It's literally not even a square half inch on your freaking nails, and it is like so just so silly. Who cares?
I wonder if they live somewhere like rural Alabama or something where they're like, this fucking queer, you know, like they're just assuming that they're gay because there's nail polish on your fingers, which I assume happens in rural Alabama.
Yeah,
I don't know. Too. I've never been there. I don't plan to go.
Yeah, me
I plan to avoid that like the plague.
Good idea.
Let's see what this one says. Okay, we have one more Too Afraid to Ask here.
Okay.
Ooh. Well, it was deleted by the original person, but the top says, "Do guys prefer to finish elsewhere than inside of me?"
Doubt it.
Well,
probably pretty specific.
They're probably trying not to get you pregnant. If they're removing it, right?
Yes.
But I would say that ultimately, no, they don't want to have to do the action of taking it out and stopping the whole momentum.
Yes.
That sounds terrible. It's like imagine your vibrator dying and then like you just have to finish
with
the job
your hand.
with your hand.
Yeah.
Boo.
That's
Boo.
No.
Like right at the moment too.
Right.
Like right at the moment.
Yes, because you don't want to like spend too much time.
Boo.
Yeah, no, there's no way but also some people, you know, might have that like I don't know, like that preference. I think it would be a pretty rare kink for somebody to be like, I like to come on things. So. You do? Oh, you knew a guy like that.
I did.
Yeah. Well, I know you don't still. Well, I mean, I don't know. But I assumed you said I did.
No, we don't know each other
Anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah, right. Gotcha. Right. Well, yeah.
A long time ago.
Very much understood. I love it here. I'm gonna take Dabiana.
Okay. I support. I'll try to. Let's try to do this together. Let's try to do this in time together.
Okay.
La 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 la.
Nah. Dude, did you die?
Dirty.
Did you die at Alicia's post earlier? The freaking
Yes.
I need everyone.
Yes, I was waiting for it to cool down.
Yes, dude. I need everyone to go to Alicia Goku on Instagram and watch the post. It's a reel, and it's her with her bald-headed glory. Not bald, but very short hair. Love that head. And she's wearing a black top, and there's a black map tapestry in the back. She's heating up a dab. Go watch it. I'm not even gonna try.
Go watch it.
I'm not even gonna try. And
to describe it or see it or do anything.
Yeah.
It's comedic genius. It's
Yes.
It's good stoner comedy.
Yes.
Get in there.
That
Great
bitch.
use of audio.
Yes,
she finds
dude.
good audio.
Dude,
bro.
she is seriously so fucking. She finds all the audios and finds a great way to use them. I'm like, how does this bitch do this? It's like every fucking audio she comes up with something for. Okay, I'm turning mine on again. I had turned it on and then it turned off, so I'm turning it on again. So you let me know when you're ready.
She's so hot still. Oh, that's Hansel. He's so hot right now.
I don't know that. What's that from?
Zoolander.
Oh.
Every time he stops in somewhere, that's how they introduce him. It'll be like something. Oh yeah, he's so hot right now. That's Hansel. He's so hot right now.
And that's Ben Stiller. That's Zoolander.
No, Ben Stiller.
Or it's Will
Zoolander.
Ferrell.
He's
yeah.
No, Will Ferrell is Mugatu, and it's Owen Wilson.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, it's ready.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my god. Excellent. We will see you guys next week. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. We'll talk to you
later.
What has happened here?
What is it?
Who are you? I don't know.
Is it like
it's black?
resin?
It's this. There's this fucking. I have this palette right here, and the black is breaking.
Oh,
it's like all crusty. So there's like black eyeshadow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fucking
in mysterious places. It's great.
Dump that shit out.
Yay. You should, huh?
Love you guys. Thanks for coming.
Bye.